people would say they Many people would say they are happiest when engrossed in a hobby. Challenging a swimming record, reading an opponent's chess moves, finding secure footrest while rock climbing at times like these, whether the goal is victory or survival, the mind focuses intently on the task at hand, undistracted by pent up feelings or irrelevant matters such as a terrible thing someone said recently, the boss's outburst, or an upcoming meeting with someone you dislike. You are in the zone, carried along in the flow of things, thinking of nothing else. But since the pleasure of a hobby or other fulfilling activity is temporary, like the satisfaction attained from gratifying a desire, once it is over, you are confronted once again with grim reality in the form of a tiresome homework, an overflowing inbox, the piled up household chores. That may explain why a certain famous tennis player was known for his foul temper on the tennis court, and why Pablo Picasso was said to be out of humor the moment he laid down his brush, however happily he had been painting. In The Conquest of Happiness, philosopher Bertrand Russell wrote, fads and hobbies are in many cases, perhaps most, not a source of fundamental happiness, but a means of escape from reality, or forgetting for the moment some pain too difficult to be faced. The pleasure of losing oneself in a hobby is thus a way of killing time to regain a temporary diversion from pain. It is much like the drunkard who is able to forget his debts and enjoy himself only when he is in his cups. Someone may scoff, so what? Trying to figure out the meaning of life is depressing. Why not immerse myself in something I enjoy? Have some fun. That's enough for me. Yet to continue the analogy between hobbies and alcohol is like saying, nothing tastes as good as alcohol. Life is nothing without it. Anyone who doesn't drink is a fool. In fact, there are many people who declare, who needs alcohol or drugs when life itself is wonderful? Once you have found the purpose of life, then you no longer need to hide your pain and loneliness. Indeed, when you attain the purpose of life, each passing moment becomes more radiant than all the stars in the sky.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Anything stands out to you?
Well, you know what? Every time I pick up this book and read, whatever I've read, I reflect back on my own life. You know, at 50 years old, I was talking to a friend of mine. I actually sponsored him. He, uh, he goes, well, Kevin, let's go mountain bike riding. I said, do I look crazy to you? He goes, I'm not going to answer. I went and rented a bicycle and went mountain biking, and I was hooked because I was free. I was 50 years old and I'm riding a mountain bike. And it led to a lot of falls, of course, and a lot of damage to myself, but I didn't really notice it because while I was doing that, I was so happy, you know, because I wasn't worried about my clients. I had my own business at the time. I just wanted to ride, just because there's this connection between the little kid on the bicycle and me riding my bicycle then, and it was that was my purpose, and I had a lot of fun, and there are times when I miss it, but not really, you know. And it's so true. When I was in school, that was my purpose, my identification. I was a student, and it just made life. It just gave life more meaning. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, I think most people in some way are looking for a purpose.
Yeah, because there are many hardships in life, so
Yeah.
we look for those moments of escape to just get our mind off of the hardships. Maybe that's why people step outside their workplace to light up a cigarette. That can be their moment of escape. Yeah, for you it was mountain biking, which is healthy, but yeah, without the falls. Or going to the gym, working out. Um, yeah, trying to avoid something bad from happening. My mother was told she has osteoporosis, and
Mhm.
so I need to do more workout. Otherwise, I might also develop osteoporosis as I'm aging. So, working out, lifting weights, that becomes a moment of escape. In a sense, I mean, it's not exactly just escape, but it's like trying to prevent or mitigate something bad from happening.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then if you can enjoy the process, that's good. You're in the zone and just being totally absorbed. But it doesn't mean it's changing the original suffering from which we were running away or try to.
Right.
It's still there.
It just hold we hold it off at arm's distance.
Yeah.
It's like circling back to the gym.
Hmm.
Probably the first of the month, 'cause I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It gives me a sense of satisfaction because I know I'm something really good for doing something really good for myself, which complements what I'm doing now. I'm immersed in Amida right now, and I think I will most likely be until you know the lights go out.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the beauty of pursuing the Dharma spiritual foundation and strengthening our foundation. So we don't identify with the ego or the egoic mind, which gets annihilated, but we find something that outlasts our life and our hardships. So it becomes a beautiful trade off. We don't feel empty handed that, oh, we gave all this time and energy and strength, but now I'm empty handed. Yeah, we are making the wisest exchange.
Yeah,
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 yeah. Otherwise, it's just running away from pain by utilizing these moments of escape. But even someone as skillful as Pablo Picasso, it is
hmm
said that he was out of humor the moment he laid down his brush. However, happily he had been painting. What does that mean to you?
if its only satisfaction in life was painting.
Mm,
Everything else to him was pale.
mhm,
He was I had read somewhere where his sense of humor was very dry, and he
mm,
had a very not positive attitude about life in general. And it's and I'm sure that like many people who the swimmer who gets out of the pool, wishes he didn't have to get out of the pool. And so he muddled through life because he knew a lot. Pablo Picasso was famous before he died, and that's unusual right there. Um, so I would imagine, you know, people wanted to engage him in conversation when they saw him and tell him how much they loved his work and they maybe never even seen it. Um, you know, and it probably bored him.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah. So, in Buddhism, we learn that our jobs or hobbies, that's not the ultimate purpose of life. They help us go through life. So they're important, but they're not the ultimate goal. So ultimate goal is to get to know ourselves better, becoming our own
mhm.
best ally. So even if we stop engaging in the hobby or work, we can maintain that sense of humor. We can have that joy of being alive, not just when we do something pleasant, convenient to us, but even during adverse circumstances. That's the
Yes.
sign of true happiness. Yeah, it's lasting, it's sustainable through and through, not just in good times. Beautiful. So that's what this book, You Were Born for a Reason, is teaching us by Kentetsu Takamori. So thank you so much for reading and discussion about it. And have a beautiful Friday, everyone. Yeah, see you at 3 p.m. if you join the
You as
Purpose
well.
and Meaning Lab. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Sure,
All right, Gary,
Gary.
have a good day, Gary.
Okay,
Yeah.
you too.
Bye.
Bye.